Today we have a special guest who is very masculine coach, businessman, and we're going to debate a little bit about emotional healing versus the masculine mindset of motivation, aggressive motivation, just the brute force of like, stop being a bitch. You got to do this. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Who's the special guest today?
That's cool. So my name is Prince Fortunatus. You know, I'm a businessman. I'm an athlete. I'm also a business coach. And basically, like you said, I like improving men. That's mainly what I do. I like improving men. I like to make men rich and strong and just capable in literally all areas of life. That's really what it is to be a man, I think.
Yeah, where are you from, bro? Yeah, like
I'm from Austria. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something, you know, not a lot of people know or expect because they'll like hear me start talking German. Like, yo, what the fuck? This guy speaking German.
Dude, you have like a mix of like every accent, bro. Like, I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. You have like kind of an American accent as well, too.
Yeah, because when I was in Austria, I actually went into a bilingual school. So it was like English and German, and I would have like biology class. I would have it like the first, half an hour in German, and then the next half an hour in English. So, and then my mom and my dad, you know, they're from Nigeria. So I speak 4 languages. I speak German, English, Spanish. I learned Spanish recently. And what was the last one? Spanish, English, German, and Igbo. Exactly. That's the African language.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, we got Prince Fortunatus here. Did you say prince? So are you actually a prince?
Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, I like to say yeah. Why not? I'm a prince. Let's just say
so
yeah.
I'm emperor?
Okay.
Can you say that too?
Yeah, I mean, just call yourself emperor. Fuck it. But I, you know, a lot like other people call me that. I never called myself prince first. Other people started calling me that.
Oh yeah.
So there was just one moment, and this guy, he just didn't know like what my name was. He just said, "Hey, Prince," you know. So I just started, you know, everyone started calling me Prince.
No, we legit thought you were an actual prince, dude. Like we were like, is this guy like the prince of Africa or some shit?
Well, my uncle, I mean my granddad used to be royalty though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he used to like literally the town was named after him. Like that part of the town was named after him, and he was great. He was a royalty, so I guess I'm a prince now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I had so much stress with him coming on because I was like, dude, the way he dresses, dude. Yeah. I was like he's gonna make us look like shit, bro. Yeah. Like I have nothing. Fantastic. I have nothing looking good, bro. Yeah. I was like,
nah, you guys look good.
I have to.
You look
fresh,
dude. Appreciate it. I'm trying.
So, yeah, man. He's got the rollie on right here. He's got the suit.
Look at that.
God damn, man.
For the bitches.
So, yeah.
But look, it's actually for the bitches because I could just have the Rolex but not iced out. You know, the reason I have it iced out is that people know that it's like shiny object syndrome, you know? Okay. If I just have a rollie, no one's going to give a shit. So I just got it iced out so the bitches know what's up. No, for real. Like, I'll be sitting on a date and I'll be doing this. Oh, okay, yeah, tell me more. And they'll be looking at the rollie. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I actually have a question on that later on. But before that, let's actually introduce the podcast. Welcome back to the Controvert podcast where we talk about growth motivation, modern dating, and crazy stories. So today we're going to dissect certain things that Prince Fortunatus has said. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one.
If you still play video games, just understand you're a fucking loser. You telling me instead of leveling up in life, you chose to level up in a stupid ass video game? You should get your dad to beat the shit out of you and throw out every single video game that you love so dearly. If you still...
Baba, can you beat my ass?
Yeah, you should ask your dad for sure.
Wait, no, I'm serious though. Like, I think I might get my dad to beat my ass. So, like, well, I mean, I play games.
If you're playing games, but you shouldn't play games. You should be playing life.
I should be playing life.
You should be playing life the same way you play a video game.
True. But what if getting good at a game?
Yeah.
That gives me fulfillment and a goal, and that gives me confidence to be like, oh fuck, I'm really good.
Well, yeah.
Isn't there also like professional gamers now? Like before, it wasn't like a sport, but now it's kind of getting into like a a sport now.
Yeah, but it's because they're losers, right? I mean, let's just keep it 100. No like no kid literally like looks up at a gamer and is like, yo, I want to be a gamer. You know, I actually said that. When you're young, when you're young, you have like literally more masculine spirit or just more high energy spirit than later in life. Because when you ask like a young kid, what do you want to be? Even like a girl, she'll be like a princess, high status, right?
Yeah.
And man, like I want to be an astronaut. A little kid, I mean, an astronaut. I want to be like Usain Bolt. I want to be the fastest guy on the planet.
Wait, hold up. There's actually kids nowadays. They want to be gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm talking about like, let's say 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds. That gaming shit, yeah, maybe when they're like 10, 12 and they're already like starting to become losers. Yeah. But like before that, bro, no kid wants to be an actual loser. Like, think about it. I truly believe that.
You're saying you're just a glorified loser.
Yeah, it's just it's
Like
just
one of
a
those people
glorified
that come up on crypto, right?
Yeah.
They didn't earn the money like the real way. They just hit a little bump and
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, you know, I'm
I mean,
rich now.
it's like they start playing video games and it's fun, and then they see other guys, you know, playing video games too and making money. So they're like, okay, I want to like also make money, right?
Yeah.
But I think every guy intrinsically knows if you're playing video games, no bitch is gonna get wet off that. Absolutely not. You can't tell me that.
There's some girls out there now that play video games too on like Valorant or something. They're like, damn, dude, he gets me wet when he kills the whole team, you know?
I don't know about that.
Hold on. I want to say something though. When I was young though,
Yeah.
I aspired to be a pro gamer.
Oh, really?
So what do you say about that? Am I a fucking loser?
I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. Like,
Say, I want to hear you say that.
Yeah.
oh wait, you said like you
Like
want
when,
to be.
when I was young.
I mean,
You
yeah, I
wanted
would
to,
have
yeah.
definitely called you loser.
Yeah.
But
when
I
was
would have
young
told you
to,
change.
15, even till 15, 17.
Yeah, I mean, shit happens, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
But I hope you changed. You should not be playing video games. You should be playing life.
But I still play video games. I still play ranked.
I mean, yeah, then you're definitely like, you know, approaching in the direction of loser.
Okay.
But you guys are, I guess, I don't want to call you a loser if that's
Yeah.
what you're coming at. Because
I'm fucking with you.
I know, but because I don't think you're a loser.
Yeah.
And probably, I don't know, probably you don't even play video games like that.
He's like,
I don't know.
oh shit, I'm in his house right now. He's gonna kick my ass out. He's like, oh fuck, I gotta hold back a little bit.
And I mean, look, because everything's a spectrum, right? Like, if you're telling me, like, yo, bro, I play video games like 15 hours a day, that's all I do. I'm like, yeah, bro, probably, like, you know, you're a loser, right? But shit happens. But if you say you play like an hour a day, I'd be like, yo, you could do better for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me go ahead and get the fan real quick. That shit got me laughing too much. Let me put this on pause.
Sure.
Give me 1 sec. All right, and we're back after we got the fan. Sorry if it's a little bit loud, but now let's move on to our next video. So just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna keep it boom boom.
People ask me all the time, Prince, how do I get more confident like you?
I'm like, yo, there's nothing about you to be confident about. You're fat as fuck, or you're skinny as fuck. Bitches don't even look at you. You're not even sexy to them. Go to the gym now.
People ask me all the time, Prince.
All right, Dalen, go ahead.
Prince, I got a question for you, man. How does a guy or a man earn confidence?
That's a great, fantastic question. The way you earn confidence, I mean, first of all, you can already earn confidence just by like believing yourself. That's a big thing. I remember when I was young, I would start with affirmations, you know, just telling myself, and I talk about this a lot, having like extremely positive self-talk, because a lot of people actually talk shit to themselves, which I absolutely do not agree with. You should never be talking shit to yourself or calling yourself a loser or telling yourself that you're not capable to do anything, because you are what you believe, and then you're gonna be that. So before you achieve anything great, you must first believe in your mind that you are the best in the world. That's why, like, all the time, like, I have always high confidence, even the shit I'm not good at, because I'm like, even if I'm not good at it, I'm still good at, like, trying my best, right? So then, though, after that, the way you earn confidence is actually by being capable at shit, right? If it's like me in the club,
What if you're not capable? Sorry, I cut you off.
That-
Like if you're just like so depressed with life, and then you need emotional healing first. Like you need that.
Yeah.
You believe in yourself,
Because
yeah.
like you know, some people who are depressed, they
Yeah.
need that healing first before they can move on to being confident. Before they can move on to developing a skill.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So what about?
That's actually a funny point, because I think you need the anti-emotional. Like, I think like you should be emotionally, I don't know if I should say it. Like, you should get emotionally abused. Like, if I see someone
Yeah.
who is kind of depressed, that might be controversial as fuck. But I actually think you should be extremely hard on that person. You should be telling that person, yo, you're a fucking loser. If you don't approve, life's gonna be shit for you. Stop fucking being so low. Bam, bam, bam. You just gotta have to do that, like in the military, right?
Dude, yeah, I totally agree with you. Because sometimes I feel like people try to butter things up and like, oh, you're good, you know, you're okay, you're doing good. But like deep down, you know you're doing shit. You're like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me this shit, you know?
Every one of my friends, right, they love me, but at some point they hated me.
They tell you the facts, right? They tell you straight up, like, hey, you gotta fucking improve. Like, this shit ain't working.
I tell them, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have this friend, bro. In summer, I bullied him 2 months straight for not having a Rolex. Now he has a Rolex. Bro, I was, like, bullying him hard.
All right, dude. All right, so there's one thing from bullying, right? I feel like in the past, there's situations where, like, you bully someone too much to, like, suicide.
Yeah, so wouldn't it kind of be like with the work ethic thing too? Like if you keep telling this person, hey, get your rollie, you're a fucking piece of shit, it would make him discouraged.
I mean, okay, look, obviously you got to be professional as well, right? You gotta understand someone's breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
If you know someone's breaking point and then you go too much and you understand like it's not really productive anymore, then no. But I'll tell you, like people have like a breaking point, like that's very, you know, it's very hard to reach that actually, right? A person just doesn't, even with the suicide thing, that just doesn't happen just like that, you know? That takes like a lot. But I'm talking about like if I have a friend, yeah, I'll be telling me every single day, yo, bro, why are you going out all the time? Why are you not working every day? You could be making this money, blah, blah, blah. Why you don't have a Rolex? Why not this? You have this potential. And just be on his ass 24/7. Like obviously in a way that's still, you guys are friends and all that, but you have to be, like, if I have a son, I'm going to be on his ass. You kind of have to bully a little bit. You have to. Like, even my dad, like, I was, like, this summer, I couldn't train for, like, 1.5 months because I had an ankle injury. And then I came back to Austria, and I remember, like, him, like, being like, yo.
Stop being bitch.
You kind of, like, no, he was like, yo, you're kind of getting fat.
Yeah.
And like that stung, you know. I didn't even say anything back because I was like, yeah. But you know,
that shit hurts, man.
But it's funny, right? Because people will look at me like, yo, this guy's a six pack. Like, how is this? But like, my dad knows my potential. He's like, yo, you're not as shredded as you used to be. Like, you're getting fat. And he was like pinching me, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of bullying me, but that made me like train even harder than ever before, right? So, especially guys, because guys are fighting for status.
Yeah.
You think this only like works for guys? Like if a girl were to take this criticism, you think she'll take it well, or?
Women are different, yeah. Actually, women are actually different. You gotta treat women a little bit different. I gotta say that.
But
yeah.
I'll say it like this, like so many men nowadays that even if I try to give them that motivation, like stop being a bitch, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
Why are you still fucking up on this?
Yeah.
They would be really weak, and then they would be like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Just
don't
go harder.
It's kind of go like
Humiliate
discouragement
them.
though.
Just humiliate them.
How do you humiliate them? I thought you said there's a breaking point.
I mean, just go like but that's what I'm saying. Like if he's still not changing, you haven't reached his breaking point. You just gotta go harder. Like just, you know, if your friend, like get all the friends to laugh at him. Get all the friends to laugh at him.
But I feel like you have to like confront him with the truth though. Like tell him where he's bad at. You can't just be making fun of him and not tell him what area he's lacking. You know.
There's actually an interesting thing you guys are pointing out, because there's different types of bullying. Like if you bully someone on the truth. Like, if someone is obviously lacking, and I'm telling him that, he's gonna know I'm telling the truth, right? And if I bully someone on the truth, that's gonna have a positive effect. If I'm bullying someone on some bullshit that's, like, just literally aimed at discouraging him, then yeah, it's bad. But if you're actually trying to help someone, and because then it's actually keeping him accountable. You have to keep accountable. Even if you're talking to yourself, because I was explaining before, like how you got to talk to yourself. You can't tell yourself you're a loser too, but you have to keep yourself accountable. I keep myself accountable at all times, and you'll feel it, because if you don't keep yourself accountable, you'll start feeling like a little bit more like a bitch. And I give an example. Let's say you see a hot girl passing by, and you're like, oh shit, that girl's like literally my type, and all I had to do was just go up to her and approach her and ask for a number. But then I just bitch out. Like, that feeling, bro, is gonna be terrible. You have to keep yourself accountable. The worst thing you can do is like, oh, now it's fine. No, it's not fine. You should have went up to that bitch. You should have. And that's where the growth lies. So if you like care about your friends actually, and you want, that's why, you know, my name is Fortunatus. If you look it up, it's like Latin, it means like luck.
Yeah.
Bringing people luck, bringing people like, just riches. Every single one of my friends I've elevated at some point in my life. Either if it's like, yo, bro, I've been working out the last 6 months. Like, I almost have a six-pack, or I have a six-pack now. Or like, yo, bro, yeah, you're right. I listen to you. Like, I'm not like going on too many stupid dates anymore. I started making like $30,000 more per month, right? Or like I said, my friend recently,
do you think
I got a rollie.
there's tolerances to this? Because like, for example, someone could take all this like motivation and what do you call it, abuse? Like motivational, like aggressive motivation.
Yeah.
Where it's like the dad or like fatherly figure that's like stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
This kind of motivation. Do you think there's levels to this where maybe some people they act better in the capacity where it's, oh, you're the queen, you're the prize.
Yeah.
You can do this versus someone saying you're a piece of shit. You can do better if you work harder.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if you're talking about a girl, like doing it to a girl, then yeah. I think with girls, and girls are a whole different breed, and I have a sister now, so I guess I do understand a little bit now.
What about the soft boys?
Yeah, I know.
So soft boys need to have the brute, aggressive motivation.
Just
Yeah.
mentally, though.
What if they're gay?
Yeah, if they're gay, I guess, what do you want me to say? I guess it happens, I guess
So if they're gay, they still need the aggressive motivation?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But you're talking about them being gay?
No, like I'm saying, like, okay, so if they're just born gay, right? They're just gay.
Yeah.
They like guys. What kind of motivation do they need? They need the
yeah.
soft, oh, you can do this, you're good at doing this, or they need the you suck at this shit.
Oh, no, if they have male chromosomes, then yeah, it's on.
It's on. They have to get the Fortunatus
Yeah,
treatment.
yeah.
Okay.
It's on, yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're gay. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Guys, if you have friends that are fucking dragging you down, they're telling you, come party with us, come smoke weed with us, it's gonna be fun, that's what they always say. You have the permission to cut them off and to ghost them, because you're gonna be the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And if they're losers, you're gonna be a loser too. Guys, if you...
All right, cool. So what I have to say about this one is, what if you have like the friends that are losers, that they're always there, disposable, and then you have also businessmen friends, always busy, working their 9-to-5 jobs too, whatever bullshit, right? Super busy versus super available losers.
Yeah.
So sometimes wouldn't you say like having loser friends is essential? Because like if you have loser friends, they're always there, and if you need to cry, you can just cry with them.
I mean, first of all, as a man, you should not cry. Nah. You can't cry. You have to be strong. So
What
that's
if it's a
number
girl?
one.
If it's a girl though.
But her having loser friends,
Yeah.
also no go.
Okay.
Like, think about like a girl, and everyone knows. Even for girls, it's even worse actually.
Oh, the
But,
I know what you're about to say. About to say the hoes stay together.
exactly. So you already know. You see, you already know. Look, if there's like a girl, I can look, bro. Even if you have a girlfriend right now, it doesn't matter how good she is. If she's gonna meet 4 more hoes and they're her friends, you can forget that bitch. She's out. She's gonna turn into a massive hoe, and it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. So
she
for
has
girls,
loser
it's even
friends.
worse.
Just because she has loser friends, she's gonna turn into a hoe.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I think like guys should normalize actually calling girls losers as well.
Okay, what do you think about like, what is the definition of like loser friends that are girls?
Okay, we
Go
can
to the clubs or
Yeah, I mean hoes, smoking, drugs, like not having like a good boyfriend, like overemphasizing the importance of having a career. Yeah.
But I thought for like men, being a loser is not being financially successful, and for a girl, being a loser is just like being a slut, right? And just being like not that good looking, right? Like girls are more so
That
on
too,
the
yeah.
spectrum of like looks, and then guys are more so like financial success. Is
Yeah,
that
but it's
how it
also morals, right? Like if a girl has low morals, she's gonna be in the club every single day, or like most of the weeks, multiple times a day. She's gonna be doing drugs. She's gonna be smoking. She won't have a boyfriend or a good boyfriend.
What about the anime girls?
the what?
The anime girls that just
Anime.
watch anime all the time? And
Okay,
they're just,
that's
like,
a good point.
weebs.
Oh, so you're saying that
Stay
okay.
home?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for girls, I believe success looks a little bit different, right? Because females have a different type of energy.
Yeah.
And success just looks different for. I personally believe, like, look, I have a sister now, for example, right? I don't expect, and with the bullying part, I bully my little brother as well all the time, But my little sister, I can't bully her on the same thing I'm bullying my brother on, because look, females are just built differently, okay? What I would like be telling my sister would be different things. Make sure you find a good husband at some point. Make sure you don't fall into the traps of like loser guys. Actually, I think girls are more defined by like the guys they're attracting. So if a girl, yeah, for sure, because I'll judge a girl even like on her. If I see like her past boyfriends were all losers, I think the girl's a loser too. For sure.
Damn, that's kind of brutal, man. I mean, what if
No,
she just
for
like
sure.
had bad luck? She just didn't know how to analyze.
Yeah.
But she's
Exactly.
successful
She's
with
just
like
starting out,
career.
The same way a man has to analyze his future and his present in order to become more successful, it's the same way a girl has to analyze a guy and make sure she's on a good ride and make sure that man is good to her. And look, I'm not a girl.
But okay, like what about this? Like some innocent girls, they don't have that ability, but they're innocent. They're like super, like pure. Like pure girls are naive,
yeah.
Yeah,
right?
like-
You know what I
I
mean?
totally understand what you mean. Actually, and I feel bad, because, if something fucked up happens to her and she just didn't know better, but also like, just because she had like 1 or 2 bad boyfriends, that doesn't define her yet. But if she like keeps making that mistake, yeah, she's a loser, right? And that's why it's important to have a good dad. If I have a daughter, and even my sister, I'm gonna be like teaching her that already. That's why it's important to have good parents, because they can always set you up for success.
Yeah, for sure. But not a lot of people get the luckiness of having good
Yeah.
parents. So
Well, I mean, like I said, life is not fair, and sometimes you just be a loser, and it's, I guess, your fault, yeah, and also like you had a bad start, yeah, for sure.
okay. Like we could already see, it's really clear. Like Fortunatus, he has this really brute force of mentality of motivational bull stuff. I don't even know how to say this. Like motivation for guys,
Masculine-
right?
masculine
Motivation.
motivation.
Okay.
Look, all I want is like people to be the best version of themselves. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So I have this next video right here.
Motivational TikTok for girls and motivational TikTok for
Sorry, it's a little.
guys is
Why is this
completely different. Because on the girls' side, it sounds like this.
You're the prize, you're the queen. Yes, queen, be in your feminine area as you should. Ooh, look at you, girl. Get your lace done. Look at your booty. Do your thing, baby boo. You don't need a man. But if you do get a man, he has to be a rich man. I love doing well, rich.
And then men motivational TikTok sounds like this.
You're weak. You gotta get off your ass. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no beat. You don't drive a Bentley. How many Bugattis you got? What color's your Bugatti? You gotta hit the gym, get your life back together.
All right, cool. So we kind of get like what's getting at, right?
Yeah.
So my question for you, this is like the very pivotal question.
Yeah.
Do you think emotional healing, like the motivation for girls, is better, or the motivation for guys is better? Yeah, of course, there's like preferences, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it depends like on if this works for that person. But I'm saying in general, like what gets people further? Like for example, we look at celebrities, like let's look at Elon Musk or like the top females of the world, right? So what would get them further? This type of emotional healing stuff, or kind of like the brute motivation that you do?
The thing is, like, emotional healing. The problem is I don't even like these 2 words, because every time I hear these 2 words, like it's usually chicks, and she's like either a hoe or she's just crazy or something like that. Like she's like trauma and mental problems. Like she's like mentally like fucked up already. So I don't even like the 2 words emotional healing. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, but if you're talking about like positive, I guess kind of like you said, the butter soft,
The fake
it's
positivity.
It's basically like reinforcement, and I do believe in that. Like you can have positive reinforcement. Like I'll tell my friends, right? I'll be like, hey, the X and X is what I like about you, right? I have 2 German friends, and I always tell them like, yo, you guys are super punctual, super efficient. I love that about you guys. I respect that, and or I'll even like tell, I guess, my brother if he does something well, or anyone else. Hey, I like this thing that you did, right? So you should always sprinkle it in, actually. You can't just be brute force. So, yeah, for sure. But I'm actually like a proponent of truth. You should be telling the people the truth. And
Yes,
that's the thing.
Important.
And that's the thing, right? You could tell someone just the truth. Like, I could just tell someone facts, the truth about the situation. And for him, that would be like super aggressive. And then it'll sound like, oh, this guy's trying to demean me. But that's actually not.
Exactly. So like what I see often is like women, right? Like see like there's a thicker girl in the group. They're like, oh, you know, body positivity and stuff like that. They don't tell her she's fat. But like if you're with a group of guys, you're like, dude, you're a fat ass, bro. You know, you're like, what the fuck? You know.
And it's not about like you said, the emotional healing thing. Yeah. It's just about telling the truth. Because what I didn't like in this.
So girls, do girls lie?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guys need to hear the truth.
Yeah, but girls also. That's what I'm saying. Like, even with girls, you can have positive reinforcement, but you still got to be telling them the truth. And I actually made a video on this the other time. It's also a tough thing for girls because guys will, like, lie about anything to get the girl, right? And that's actually a bad thing for girls because it's very easy for girls to fuck a new dude, right? It's even easy for girls maybe to just have like a situationship, like they call it, with maybe even like a successful dude. But he's probably gonna lie to her maybe if he actually doesn't like her. If he doesn't like, he's not gonna tell the truth. He's just gonna lie to her and pretend like he's with it. She'll be like on the date saying, oh yeah, I like to go to the club. I go to the club maybe like once a week and yeah, I smoke weed sometimes and this and that. And he'll be like, man, this bitch is crazy. Like, I hate this bitch. But he'll be like, yo, I still want to smash, right? Yeah. And the incentive is off because if you're like the guy and you're paying for the dates, now you're invested. You're like, yo, I'm at least gonna like get a 1 or 2 nuts, you know, out of, you know, I'm gonna get 1 or 2 nuts in, you know, and then yeah, that bitch can go, like whatever. And they'll be lying to the chick, but now the chick will feel empowered and will feel like she's doing something right, and that's gonna lead to a very bad situation for her in the future because she's gonna start realizing things way too late. Because a lot of girls don't actually know the truth about what guys even like, what guys want. You know, it's like they have bad game, but they have bad game because they're not being told the truth. So females, I think, deserve the truth. Like, you don't have to like be like, yo, bam, bam, bam on the chicks, for example, but at least that you're honest with them, right? And not leading them on.
It also boosts their ego for no good reason, right?
Yeah.
And they keep being losers.
Exactly.
When they could actually improve. They think they don't need improvement.
Exactly.
Right? Do you think they're not being shamed enough for it nowadays?
For what?
Just like you know,
their way
situationships and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I think like, I do believe that you shouldn't definitely be empowering it. And, you know, before, and I tell you, like, from Nigerian culture, right? In Nigerian culture, like...
multiple wives?
That too, yes. But if you're, like, a woman after a certain age, right? And let's say you don't have children and, you know, you're not a wife, you're not a mother.
Same with Chinese, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get shamed for it. I think even the Asian culture,
right?
Yeah, I was going to say, someone told me about this.
Leftover women.
Yeah, some chick told me this. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, if you're like over 25 and no man has married you and you're not a wife and you're not a mother, yeah, you're getting shamed. Like, you're like, yo, you're not a mother? What the fuck's
we actually also did a video on this. Like, it's called Leftover Women. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys check that out as well. But what I want to ask about this is that what about those leftover women? What if they had like a divorce and then it happened later? Like, whereas like they divorced and then it was like they're 35. Now they're like kind of older, and it's harder to find a guy now.
Yeah, bad things will always happen. That's like saying, hey, Prince, you know, you're all cool and stuff, but what happens like if you get into an accident, you lose both of your legs? Like, I hope that doesn't happen, but if it happens, it's very unfortunate.
It's more frequent now because there's also loser guys.
Well, okay. Right? But if you're saying like whose fault is it? Is it like did the guy do something like really bad?
Let's assume it's the guy's fault.
Okay. Like, in which way, though? What did he do?
He's just playing video games all the time.
Okay, but then I'll say it's still the girl's fault because you didn't see that coming. I have 0 friends who will suddenly start playing video games in 10 years. I have 0 friends who will do that. Because I have foresight and I can see that.
Yeah.
Right? And I think even girls, they have probably even better foresight than men. And the proof after that is because they're women, right? Like, they were... in evolution, they were designed they were designed to be able to see a man's future, right? They were designed to be able to like to bet on a horse. You know, my friend Sterling Cooper likes to say that. No. Also Justin Waller, he likes to say that. Sorry. He says like betting on a horse, that women bet on a horse, right? And girls have this ability. And you have to also like involve maybe even your family. That's why I say
Dude,
like
I don't know, man. I met a lot of girls that can't like predict that stuff. Like
They
they don't
cannot?
even know if the guy's playing her, and it's
Yeah.
so obvious the guy's a fuckboy.
yeah, no. Well, you make a good point, right? Because like I said, actually women love to be manipulated, right?
They're more emotional.
Yeah.
They're not as logical as men. So I would say they probably would not see this coming.
Yeah. No,
So
it's
I don't
true.
know if we could blame them for that, right?
I mean, you kind of have to also, because at the end of the day, you have to look. I give an example. So let's say I'm playing sports, right? And I'm trying to be the best, right? And I enter a competition and I lose. Like, do I blame myself for losing or do I blame the others for winning?
You blame yourself.
Yeah. So
be
am I
real,
gonna
yeah.
blame the fuckboy for winning and being able to, for
No, I mean,
loser?
like, what
Or-
I'm saying is that like you can't really blame her for like knowing like she should have known this guy's gonna play games
I mean,
too
you,
much.
you can, because how else are you going to improve? You have to blame her. You have to, or else there's no accountability, because she's the one who was trying to get something, I guess. If she truly wants like a good husband, I mean, okay, she could just, I give it a few examples. She could just like wait for marriage until sex. Wait until she's married to have sex, right? She could like be asking her dad, her brother, her mom, how is this guy really? Is he a good guy?
The
Etc.
thing is that women rarely take accountability though.
That's what I'm
It's more
saying.
like guys.
So you have to like start with like taking accountability first. You can't if you all blame it on the others, you have zero chance of improving. So actually, that's a good point, because I'm actually a proponent of brutal accountability. I'm a proponent of being accountable, even if it's not really logical. Right? Let's say you go out.
You're extreme. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because that's the only way to improve. Let's say you go out right now and it's like just pure sun, right? It's super sunny, it's warm. And then it suddenly starts raining, even though the weather forecast said there's zero possibility for it to rain. Right? You could just literally still blame yourself, because why are you not always running around with an umbrella? It's still your fault. It's still your fault. I give it another example. Maybe that's too extreme for the people to understand. Let's say you're an investor, right? You're investing your money, and everything's going great. There's a bull market, everything's up. The news saying everything's perfect, right? And then let's say like COVID here hits, boom. Everything goes down. You're fucked. Is it the market's fault or is it your fault? You could have been prepared. You could have money on the side, cash on the side, that like Warren Buffett has right now, so that he's waiting for the market to crash. He can like invest more money in. Like even right now, I have money invested. Yeah, I have a lot of money invested, but I still like am calculating like the 5% chance that there's gonna be a massive crash
Next
out of
year.
nowhere that I can't even like predict. But I gotta have money to put in. So it's brutal You have to have brutal accountability all the time. That's the only way to improve.
Yeah, I
So-
noticed that about you too, because you're really like extreme, but then I think like it pulls people who are like super simp, it pulls them into like
Yeah.
a more neutral state. So they're not
Exactly.
gonna be like super extreme, but at the same time, it's gonna still pull them. Because if you're just like neutral and balanced, it's gonna pull them a little bit, but not enough to be neutral.
You always have to, you always have to like look in the mirror first. That's the first person you always have to blame, yourself. That is literally the only way to become like ultra above average. You should always be the first guy to blame for anything that happens in your life, even if you do not believe that it's your fault. That is literally the only way to improve. Because if you do that, you're implying that you can become better. And if you imply you can become better, that means you're also thinking higher of yourself. You think like you can become almost a superhuman. You can like fucking make sure that nothing bad happens to you. You're thinking basically you can become so good that even in the worst case scenario, you can still win. And that's the type of guy you gotta be. You gotta have like brutal accountability. That you always, everything that happens, you always gotta first look in the mirror. Like even if your friend steals from you, if your friend lies about you, right? Blame yourself first. Oh, why did I choose this friend? How could I not see that coming? Maybe I should have looked at it from this perspective and seen that he's the type of guy. Maybe I should read more books on psychology, because it's gonna force you to improve. Like people really gotta understand, brutal accountability is the only way to become hyper successful. So even for the girls, I know it's hard, and girls have a problem with accountability just to begin with anyway. But the more accountable at least you try to be, the more likely you'll also find a better guy.
So would
For
you
sure.
say like accountability is kind of just like bullying yourself, blaming yourself, kind of putting yourself down?
Not putting yourself down, but expecting higher of yourself. Expecting that's something different. You can call yourself a loser, and you just put yourself down, right? Or you just think like higher of yourself. Hey, Prince, like, you're the fucking you're a fucking boss, man. Like, how do you let something like that happen? Like, you're supposed to be like here. Like, you can't be over here, bro. Like, you need to improve, bro. You know you can't do that shit.
So I see it like this, man. I've seen like Asian friends of mine, and you know how like Asian parents can be. You probably heard of that stigma.
Yeah, I
they
heard
get
that.
fucking brutally like hammered by like their parents. And like, so growing up, I went to like a pretty Asian high school. Like,
Yeah.
I'm around here, like Walnut, Diamond Bar, West Covina. So this area is like really Asian, and growing up with these kids, like, they got just pressure by their parents so much to study a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then I've seen kids, they're like really smart and really successful in high school, but when they get to college, they break, and then it's like all they need is emotional support. So don't you think like it comes to a point where you need some of that emotional support, because some of these people, they probably have less of a tolerance for that brute force that you talk about?
You know what I would tell him?
What?
Yo, bro, why the fuck aren't you more courageous than telling your mom to fuck off? That's what I would tell him. I wouldn't like baby him.
No. But it's not like his mom is, like, his mom isn't there anymore in college.
Oh, but you're saying,
So
but
he exploded. He exploded in college because there's like too much pressure.
But from
now
his
he's
parents,
in college.
right?
Not from his parents now.
From who?
It stemmed from his parents, but now it's like in college. And then in college, he's like got too much stress and he just blew up.
He's finally like by himself, living on his own and shit.
But what's his pressures? His pressures is what? Like, he needs to perform. He needs to be good in school. Are these his pressures?
Yeah.
But he
has
obviously,
something to, like, live up to.
but he
pretty much.
obviously doesn't want to do that. That's why he's exploding, right?
I mean, he does want to do it, but then it just ends up being too much that it's just like so much stress from so long, from years and years from childhood.
I personally believe in that scenario. What more of the problem is he's being forced to do something he doesn't want to do. Like, my mom tried to do the same thing. Actually, she tried to like have become a doctor, like a medical doctor. I was like, Mom, like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna become a doctor. Like, just stop, just leave me alone.
But let's assume that it's something they want to do. Like,
Oh,
for
it's
example,
something they want to
yeah,
do.
if it's something they want to do.
Oh, like,
and then
okay, they're at
there's-
MIT, it's just too much, but the people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So your question basically is, what should he do in the or what should I do as a friend in the situation?
My question is that, like, wouldn't emotional healing be needed for that emotional support? Like, there's levels to this, right? You can't just be like, stop being a bitch. Because
Well,
some people, they're just at their breaking point.
Yeah.
And if they're at their breaking point and they're a man as well, then what if it's just gonna like topple them over, and then they just like want to just give up
Well,
on
in that
everything?
scenario, like I said,
They
you can
become a
also,
bum.
I would just, also encourage him. But you can do encouragement as well. You can encourage someone aggressively as well, right? I'll tell him, hey, bro, like, don't give up. That's the last thing you should do, because no one has ever won giving up, right? If you need help, I can help you with anything you need. But you got this, and you need to go through this. If this is truly what you want to do, if this is truly what you want to do, you will have to go through the fire.
So you still have a little bit of balance, right?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
You still
Obviously.
sprinkle a little bit like motivation, like, oh, you still have a nice body or whatever bullshit, as long as it's the truth.
No, of course. I mean, I'm a very encouraging person.
Yep.
I encourage all my friends, right? More of the bullying part, I guess, comes in if I see that the person is like just too obviously slacking. Like, it's a scale. So I'll increase the intensity. At first, I'll be like, let's say like one of my friends, he's like not in shape, kind of. I'll be like, hey, bro, like, you're kind of getting out of shape. Like, what's happening? Before you looked much better. Okay. Then I see like it's not changing. Then I'll be a little more aggressive, right? Maybe I'll make a little joke out of it. Then I'll become more aggressive. And then I'll just increase it to a point where I now know, okay, and I can have a good feel for look, I'm a business coach, right?
Yep.
So I also have a feel for people's kind of breaking points.
Yep.
And when it's like too much. But like I said, you can go like far beyond any point that you think that the person can handle, and they can still handle it, right? I'm talking about like really like even starting to insult a guy.
So your scale is that like if he's
Yeah.
more soft, you're a little bit softer on him, but you slowly increase that intensity as
Exactly.
he gets better. as he-
Exactly. Like,
improves.
if it's not getting better, then I'll just start increasing that intensity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not all like blood, sweat, and tears type of guy. You're not all like brute force. Like you still kind of like see adjustments that are needed.
Yeah, of course. You also got to be a professional, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
Because like what I was getting is that like you always have to be brute force with this. It doesn't matter if he's a gay. If he does, it doesn't matter if he's a soft soy boy.
Yeah.
You still have to be brute with him.
I think for people like, let's say, that are looking for advice on how to deal with their friends, or that are like deal in situations like this, just start off with like telling the truth. Just because you won't go wrong with the truth. Just start off by actually telling the truth, right?
Yeah, I think that's one thing that really triggers me is like when people like try to make you feel better instead of telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just tell me the truth. I could take
Exactly.
it, you know? Like what the hell?
I know it's funny. Like sometimes I ask people this question. I'm like, hey, bro, like, you know, do you want me to tell you the truth? And do you know how many people have told me like no? 0. They're always like, yo, Prince, just tell me the truth. I'm like, okay, bam.
But how many people cannot handle that truth?
I guess there's some
They
people
lie
that
to
can't handle.
themselves, right?
Yeah, some people can't handle the truth. But like sometimes they will have to handle it if it's very apparent. It's just like you can't. It's like you're putting a mirror in front of their face and you're forcing them to look in that mirror. That's really what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's not about like I don't want the people to believe that you just be mean for no reason, right? Or demean people for no reason, because that's also not a nice discourse. Like I don't even like doing it sometimes, right? But I'll be like, yo, I have to do this. But you shouldn't be demeaning people on purpose, especially if they're your friends, right? The point is always to have them improve, to have them become better, right? And part of that is simply also that you have to sometimes make people feel like shit in order for them to realize the situation they're in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into like the next video analysis.
You want to be rich, smell the leather. This is a requirement before you want to get rich. I'm at Ferrari dealership, right? I brought my friend. I'm like, yo, smell the leather, because now you're going to think, how can I improve my business? What am I going to do here? And your brain starts thinking it's real. And then you're literally going to be in a Ferrari very soon, because that's the expectation set in your brain. Go into Ferrari, smell the leather, and you'll get rich.
Okay, I got a question on this Fortunatus. So if I can't get pussy because I have trouble getting pussy, should I smell pussy?
I mean, but then you're already like with the pussy, right? Or which pussy are you smelling? I mean, yeah.
Okay, what if I have a stripper, okay? And I just
Yeah.
smell her pussy. Will I get more pussy now?
No. No.
So what if I hire a prostitute?
Then we're going to come back to the very beginning, right? What I said, you're going to be a loser.
So if I get prostitute, I'm a loser.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going to be a major loser, actually.
So I don't know. It just kind of confuses me because I don't get girls. You know, I'm a virgin, so
I don't believe you.
I'm just I don't know how to.
I don't believe you.
I'm thinking about getting pussy, like ordering it online on
Yeah.
Amazon, and then I'll just smell like artificial pussy, right?
Actually,
so
like-
would it be kind of the same? Like if I get artificial leather?
Actually, once you become a boss, it's like getting pussy. It's like ordering pussy online. Yeah, for sure. Because you just go on Tinder, boom. Like, I've done it before. I'm like, yeah, I need pussy. Boom, boom, Tinder, bam, bam. Okay, girl coming in like 30 minutes later, fucking her. I've done, like, I thought like those just ordering like pizza. It's crazy.
Okay, next video analysis. So
Most of you are probably sitting at home every day, fucking masturbating, jacking your dick. You could actually do something better with your life. Cut off all that shit, porn, masturbating.
all right, the thing with this is that you talk about like getting girls too, right?
Yeah.
So masturbating is a waste of time. Wouldn't you say getting girls is also a waste of time?
That is true. It is true.
Fucking girls. You're
Actually-
also, you're donating your sperm and
Actually-
your energy to a girl.
Sometimes I liken just having too much meaningless sex with random girls to just, it's like masturbating, but with a girl. It's what it is. It's the same thing.
So what do you define as like meaningful sex then?
I think, and you know, I do believe in love. You know, I do believe in having a girlfriend. I do believe in like having a bond with a girl and improving with her. I absolutely believe that.
When's the last time you had that?
I mean, I guess right now.
Oh, you
all
have
the
a
time.
girlfriend right now.
I mean, you know,
multiple.
I guess, you know.
So you're a real prince.
Yeah. But the thing, what I'm saying is, you have to have, life is better actually if you have emotional bonds with a girl. It's just better. Like, why would you have meaningless sex with a girl? Like, it's just, why not just have it be meaningful? For sure.
So it's not a waste of time if it's meaningful sex.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
For sure not.
All right. Cool. I guess we have one last video.
Bruh, what do you mean with staying humble? Are you trying to be a loser? I just came off the gym, pumped this shit, cool Lambos, fucking rolling on my arm. Guys, if you were me, you couldn't even be humble. There's nothing to be humble about. Successful people are not humble. They know they're the best and they keep winning. That's exactly like me. And you should be like that too. Keep winning and throw the humble shit out of the window.
All right, Dalen, go ahead first.
So I have a question about this. Like,
Sure.
you know, there's some like rich people out there, kind of like Jeff Bezos, like that they're like worth billions, but they don't really like flex as hard as, you know, like other people that like are Instagram influencers. Like,
Is it true though? I recently heard Jeff Bezos, he purchased like the biggest yacht on the planet, and is literally like having some
The bridge, yeah.
being like you don't think like he's flexing on his rich friends?
Zuckerberg?
Well, Zuckerberg, I think, is on some random island. He bought all his neighbors' houses and has like he just bought a bunker.
Is he a loser?
I haven't met Zuckerberg. Look, I can't really. If someone is so successful, it's kind of difficult for me to call him a loser. Maybe, and
No,
also I don't know.
disagree with that.
But there's
I
success
think-
in different realms, though.
I think if
Yeah.
a guy has so much money, he could still be a fucking loser.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can.
Is-
So, what do you define as a loser?
I think I'm
What-
gonna get
what do you
canceled.
define
I'm
as
gonna
a
get
loser?
canceled for this.
Yeah.
I'll
Can
be-
we
I'll
see
be
what
straight
you-
up. I'll be
yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
I think Zuckerberg's kind of a fucking loser. Like
Okay,
the way
why?
he presents himself, he's just like, I'm a fucking lizard. Like, the way he talks, I don't know. I mean, it just looks
you're
like
on this-
confidence.
But we're on
lacking
this-
confidence.
We're on this platform though right now, Instagram. Looking. At
Yeah, I
this
mean,
video.
Yeah.
but the thing is that like he made this platform have so much censorship. That's why I also think he's
Yeah.
a loser, because he's hiding the truth. a
Yeah.
lot. So a couple reasons why I think he's a fucking loser.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. I mean, maybe he's also not that good with girls, for example, right? Maybe he censors a lot of people. Maybe he's not even a loser because he's acquiescing to power. For example, he goes to Congress and they tell him what to do, right? And then he starts censoring everybody. So yeah, if you, by these standards, yeah, I can say he's a loser as well. But if you go to the standards like just money, then, I mean, he's like, I think, was he the youngest billionaire or something like that? He's
Yeah.
like one of the youngest billionaires ever. So based on that, he's obviously not a loser. He has a lot of power. So, yeah.
But he's
I get-
humble, right? But going back to like the whole humble thing, he is pretty
Yeah.
humble, right?
Doesn't
Actually,
really flex too much.
I don't believe that you should be humble if you want to truly become successful. There has to be some part in your brain that's like telling you that you're superior to everyone else. Because why else would you push so hard?
Then are you saying he's not successful then?
Who?
Because Zuckerberg, because he doesn't really.
No,
flex
I mean,
so
I
much.
think he thinks he's better than every one of us, for sure.
But he's not like madly flexing on everyone.
Yeah, but
He's not like Rolly
I mean,
and shit.
maybe he doesn't flex that way, but he's flexing with his platform. You know, he's flexing with his bunker that he's bought. He's flexing by just buying his neighbors' houses. Maybe his neighbors will like complain. He's like, yo, fuck you. I'll just buy your house. I'm better than you anyway. You're a fucking loser. You don't even deserve to live.
But I think like the definition of what flexing is like more so like showing off like the richness like,
Yeah.
on social media, like in a very pompous way,
Yeah.
like a cocky way.
Yeah.
So like that's another question I want to ask you. So like if someone's like kind of cocky like that, do you think he will garner like the respect and support from all these other younger males that are looking for that role model?
Yeah, if it's true, then yeah. Because a lot of people also fake flex. You know, it's
Yeah.
not real. They call it like the $30,000 lifestyle, where it's like you spend all of your $30,000 to appear rich, but you're not really rich, right? So it needs to be true. But if it's true, right, and you're flexing like that, I actually think it's inspiring. All of the mentors I had, the only reason I heard of them is because they were flexing, because they were showing how successful they are, right? And flexing can be different things, even for Mark Zuckerberg. If he's appearing in like news magazines, right? If he's appearing in like Forbes list, that's all flexing, right? And also, most likely, he's flexing. I mean, at this point, he probably doesn't give a fuck about like the little peasants at the bottom. He's probably flexing to like his other rich friends, you know? And at that point, you're not buying supercars. You're not buying a Rolex. Who gives a fuck? A Rolex is like, bro, it's like $30K, right? For him, that's probably chump change.
So it's
right?
good to flex. That's what you're saying.
It's definitely good to flex.
And
for
not
sure.
be humble.
And if you want to be successful, you cannot be humble. Because actually, if you want to be successful, you need to believe that you're superior to other people. You have to believe that, or else you're never going to push that hard. you have to, for some reason, believe. And I give an example. Everyone was a little kid, right? And everyone has done like a race, for example, right? Or like sports, whatever. And maybe you got beaten up, and then you thought to yourself, why the fuck am I getting beaten by this kid? I'm better than this kid. And that makes you train harder, because you're like, your ego is now involved. You're like, no, this guy cannot be beating me. And it's also with money, right? So let's say someone is earning more than you, and you're like, yo, how is this person earning more than me? He's a fucking retard. Like, you look at these rappers, you look at these, like, you know, just...
But that's like something internal. You're not like actually flexing like, oh, I'm better than this guy, right?
Yeah.
You're not saying to the world, I'm better than this rapper, this dumbass rapper that makes more than me.
Yeah.
It's more internal. But like when you put that out externally and then you say, oh, I have this Rollie, I have these nice cars, these Lambos, then wouldn't you think that it gets a little bit more, like people look at you with more disrespect?
Maybe, yeah. But a lot of people are also going to get inspired by it, right? Like me pulling up here in the fucking 1K suit, a $30,000 Rolex, a fucking 1.5K Christian Dior belt. My bag here is another like $1,000 Fendacci Versace, you know? And I got my Versace shoes that cost $1,000. You know, there's going to be some kid out there. He's going to look at me, be like, yo, how? Why? That's crazy. That's inspiring. I want to be like that. I want to have a Rolex at the age of 24, you know? I want to be at that level of success. I want to be traveling the world exactly like that dude.
Mm-hmm. So do you think dress to impress is like pretty important?
Yeah, bro. I say always dress to impress. Always dress just amazing all the time. It's one of the best hacks you can do even to be successful.
I was taught differently, man, because like in Asian culture, it's like you have like all these riches. Like the most richest Asian people, they're actually really quiet. They actually dress like shit.
Have you seen like this Asian dude, right? Maybe like dressed in homeless clothes, but he has a keys to a Lambo or something.
Yeah,
you know, it's like damn.
But I think they're doing that.
No, he doesn't have a Lambo actually. He doesn't buy those rich guys. They don't buy Lambos. They buy like Toyotas. Actually,
but they buy other super expensive stuff, like super expensive real estate, and also
sure. Things that matter.
Yeah, and also I believe to that point, the reason they're doing that is to protect themselves. Because at a certain point, if you garner too much attention, you're gonna get a lot of fucking haters. So it takes courage to be out there like that. And actually, if you're smart, even like the elites in the world, if you want to get into that conversation, the elites in the world, they're hiding. They don't want to tell you who exactly they are, what exactly they're doing, what the plans are, because then you have surface level to attack.
Are they pussy then?
Well, are they pussy? They're not pussy in that sense then, because they're probably just very strong people and they know exactly what they're doing, and they're just like not giving themselves surface area to be attacked on.
Are you talking about the Matrix right now?
Yeah, it's like for example, why I don't tell people my plans either. I never tell people my plans because that's surface area that you can now attack. You can make my plans fail. I actually think it's bad karma, and I've made this mistake. It's bad karma to tell people, oh, these are my goals. I'm going to make X next money in the future, blah, blah, blah.
But earlier you said that if you want to be successful, you have to be not humble. You have to be like cocky a little bit, right?
Yeah, you have to be.
Not like verbatim words, but kind of like you were saying, like you have to kind of flex a little bit.
Yep.
So like these guys,
but
these
flexing,
Asian dudes who are like top elite that are just quiet, they don't want people taking over. Are they pretty much like not successful then?
But look, there's also like two different things. There's a difference between flexing and not being humble. Right? These Asian dudes you're talking about, they still think they're better than every one of us. That's why they got so much money. These billionaires, they think we're peasants. They look at us as like underlings, right? They think they're better. They think their family deserves more, right?
Yeah.
They think they should be at a higher level. That's why they even got to the high level. You're always what you think that you are, right? If you're at such a high elevated level, it's only because you believe that you're such a high elevated person. Right? So if I'm going to go to the Olympics or be the best Austrian sprinter, it's because I beforehand believed that I am the best and I deserve to be the best.
So in a sense, is this kind of like being egotistical?
Yeah, you need an ego to be successful for sure. You need an ego for sure.
Can your ego be too inflated though?
Yeah, where you don't listen to anyone's advice.
Of course, yeah.
And how to improve.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you listen to other people's advice?
Absolutely.
You take it like seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely.
Just if they're not like lower than you, right? If they're better than you.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't listen to anyone's advice in any metric if they haven't achieved the same or more than me, right? I'm not gonna listen to someone making like $10, I guess, a day on how to make money. That would be literally retarded. I'm gonna listen to the billionaire.
What if he sucks at making money, but he's really good at picking girls? So
Yeah, then I'm gonna listen to him when it comes to
girls, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's why actually when it comes to friends, I'll have friends that are good in multiple domains, right? I have friends, for example, that are great at health. They're like teaching me about health, and even if it's like challenging my prior worldview, I'll listen to it. I'll still be the final judge on what I do, and I'll do it at my speed. But you should always be open to learning. That's also a key fact to becoming successful. So a lot of people that look at this video and they believe what I mean is like, yo, you should never listen to any person. You should be like this egomaniac that is never listening to any advice, right? You always think you're right 24/7, but that's not what it is. What I'm actually saying here is you should at all times believe that you're better than everyone else, because then you got to prove that to yourself. That's going to push you to be more successful. You can't be the person and be like, it's okay, and put yourself down. Like I said earlier, always talk yourself as high as you can. Internally also, like you said, that's a good point.
I see a lot of losers do that, man. Like they always talk themselves up, and then they're actually fucking losers.
But I think actually what's happening is they're doing that externally. They're telling you how much better. And I see it all the time. They'll be like, oh yeah, but X next, blah, blah, I'm going to make X next money. I'm going to X next person.
But internally they lack confidence.
But when they go to bed and they sleep and they, before they go to sleep, they have insecurities. They feel like shit, and they know it was all a lie. They know it was all a lie. I go to bed. Yeah. I go to bed, and I'm like, yo, Prince, damn, you're a fucking winner, man. You're gonna win. It's crazy. For real, bro. I hype myself up.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I'll be like in the car, fucking like, driving, listen to Pop Smoke, imagine myself, on a fucking yacht, like 20 bitches, fucking like 20 supercars and Bugatti. I'm like, yeah, that's happening, bro. That's happening. Crazy. And that motivates me, I think I'm better than everyone else. And I have to prove it to myself. Just because you say it to other people, it has no effect. Who cares? You actually shouldn't say it to other people. You actually shouldn't tell other people. You should only tell people facts. When I'm on there, I'm like, yo, I got picked up in a Lambo with my friend, Vincent Fisher, extremely cool guy. He picked me up in a Rolls Royce. I have better friends. It's just a fact. I'm not bragging. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Is it really bragging? It's just a fact. If Usain Bolt crossed the line and he's number one, he's like, I'm a fucking legend. Is he really like being cocky, or is he just stating the facts, right? What I'm talking about is he should always believe that you can be better and you are the best and you're better than everyone else, because then you want to go to bed and you're thinking that you're going to program your brain to be more successful.
Damn, I don't know how I feel about that. I still kind of disagree with that, because
what do you disagree with though?
I feel like for me, like the way that I get better
Yeah.
is when I tell myself I'm being a lazy piece of shit. I gotta get off my fucking ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to a certain extent.
But you're comparing yourself to something higher, right?
Yeah, I compare myself.
Exactly.
But I
You
put
believe
myself
you can do
down.
better.
I put myself down. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you can do that too, though.
Why the fuck am I being so weak today?
Yeah.
I'm just like laying in bed, just doing jack shit.
Exactly.
I gotta do more.
But that's the voice in your head that knows that you can do better. That's the superior voice in your head. That's the voice in your head that's like, yo, we're better than this.
But it's not the voice in my head where it's like, oh, I'm already really good. It's the voice in my head where I could do better.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a difference, right?
I totally understand what you mean. Well, obviously, it's also a play of words. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that when you go to bed at night, right? First of all, don't talk. You always program your brain. And don't fucking jack off, you fucking piece of shit. Fucking loser. Yeah, but first of all, your brain is programmable. If you tell yourself all the time going to bed that you're a lazy piece of shit, you will become a lazy piece of shit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you go to sometimes if you do fuck up and you tell yourself, hey bro, we can do better. You were lazy shit today and we need to improve now. That's fine too.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you should do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
You were about to say something, Dalen?
Oh no.
We all covered it? Okay. All right, yeah. I mean, I think we're at a good stopping point. That was like way past like 10 more minutes that I said.
Yeah.
But last things that you want to say, Fortunatus?
Well, like I said, you should just be brutally accountable. Always think you can be the best. Always believe you can do better and better and better. Have extremely fucking high standards, not only for yourself, for everyone around you, right? Mm-hmm. For your friends, for your family, right? for your girlfriend. That's actually a big part. You should have extremely high standards for your girlfriend. Even like, look, I'll tell my girl, for example, yo, why the fuck are you going to this like concert, right? Mm-hmm. To this like open concert, everyone's sweaty there, everyone looks like a peasant. You're better than this. Yo, you're like a. I'll compare her to a queen. I'll be like, yo, you think the queen of England is gonna like go to some sweaty concert with peasants all around her, right? Jumping up and down, screaming. You're better than this. You don't need to do that.
Worshipping a DJ.
Yeah.
While that DJ is overlooking the whole crowd and making you look like a peasant.
Yeah, and then literally she'll think, she's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm keeping her accountable. High standards for everyone. And that's what you should do for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's how you and your crew will always keep improving until the end of human times.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince, one last question, man.
Sure.
What if I'm constipated all the time? You think I should go smell shit?
Nah, you shouldn't. For sure not.
No?
That's nasty, man. That's nasty. That is nasty, bro.
We planned that shit out. We planned that shit. We're like, you say this at this time, I'll say this that time.
That's nasty. Yeah, no, don't do that.
That shit was fucking hilarious.
I probably gotta go to the doctor or something like that.
Wait, but I thought like if I smell things, I could attain it, right?
But you want to attain shit or what?
So what if I smell money? Do I attain money like that?
I actually tried. I might have to try that. I haven't tried that.
$100 bill or like a credit card?
Yeah, just have like money laying around you at all times, and like smell a little bit. Like, I need that. I need more of that.
Benjamins.
Yeah, I need those green Benjamins for sure. Yeah, for sure. But you should. Yeah, but you should try it. Like go to Ferrari
Smelling
dealership,
shit?
No Lambos, and smell like literally like just smell literally like I'm gonna be in this.
Bro, I don't even know if they'll let me in, man.
We're not dressed like you.
I got dressed like you, bro.
We got dressed like you.
I mean, if you dress like this, you should be fine. Just don't be dressed like a hobo. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks a lot for coming through, man.
Appreciate it,
I just
brother.
want to say one last final word. I really appreciate like his words of advice, like the motivation that you give. Like I know
Thank you very much.
I was kind of backing up emotional healing, but me personally, I do think that you can get further. And I did ask you that question. I asked you the question of emotional healing versus just brute force aggressive motivation. Which one would be better? And I think me personally, I think brute force motivation, if you can handle it, it'll take you further in life. And I think that if you're someone who can't accept these things where like someone is teaching you logic, pushing you hardcore, if you can't accept that and you need the emotional healing, like, oh, work on yourself, go talk to the therapist, I think you will only get to a certain level. So like if you're able to listen to like things that Fortunatus says, then I think it'll propel you even further. You'll get even higher. So that's just a clarification that I wanted to provide for this channel, provide for this session as well, because I felt like, I was backing up emotional healing. It is necessary to certain extents, but as well, if you really want to be the top dog, you gotta know, it's like what you said in another video. When you're at your worst, that's when it really matters. So if you're at your worst and you could still accept all this aggressiveness and brute force motivation, that's when you're going to be like a top dog.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
I'm going to end it at that note. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to this podcast if you like the session. And I'm going to put a link for your Instagram. Anything else you want me to put, like Facebook, whatever.
You can TikTok. Put my Instagram, Fortunatus _Prince. Okay. My YouTube channel as well, Bad Boy Prince. And just check me out. If you like what I say, like what I do, I'll respond to people's DMs too. Just shoot me a DM, right? And I'll try to help you out with anything you need, for sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and thanks again, man, for coming, dude.
Appreciate it.
There. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time on Controvert Podcast. Peace out.